Wound up joining our VFW post back in August of 2009. His wife and my wife are cousins. And Ann was saying one time that she said, "Can you find something for Frank to do since he's retired? He's been getting underfoot. And I like something for him to keep his mind occupied." So I said to Frank, I said, "Would you be interested in joining our VFW?" I said, "I know you're a Vietnam vet, and you served over there." And I said, "We would like to have you as a member." And he said, "Yeah, sure." So I brought him over and introduced him to the guys, and everybody said, "Yeah, he's okay." So we got Frank to join up, August of 2009. And his background was in finances. He was a investment banker, consultant. What was it?
Wealth management.
Wealth management.
Yeah.
There you go. So he was used to dealing with numbers. So I immediately squeezed him into being our quartermaster, which is the treasurer here of our VFW post. And he began taking care of our books in earnest, and he did a bang-up job. So again, as Mike Kerr had said, we were always contemplating something about having a pavilion to house the people who normally attend our pig roast and seafood fest. It's my cell phone. It's mail call. So where was I? So we always had the pig roast and seafood fest here, and we normally tried to squeeze in 300. Well, actually, we tried to sell 240 tickets, but we wound up selling about 300, and because everybody enjoyed themselves here, and we've been doing it annually, except for the past 2 years because of COVID. But and we squeeze them under tents, and we'd rent tables and chairs and stuff because we didn't have sufficient tables and chairs ourselves. So we said to Frank, we said, we've been talking about it. How do you think we could go about financing this? He said, "Well, why don't I set up an account?" And he said, "And I'll squirrel away a little bit of money here and there." And he said, "Until we build up sufficient monies where we think we can proceed." So I said, "Well, that's good." So anyway, Frankie left us before we could proceed. So, but we built this anyway, and it was because of him. So I don't have too much else to say except again, I want to reiterate what Mike Kerr had said about the people who, members of our community and the people in business here in town who were so helpful in the construction of this building. And they didn't, I want to elaborate on what they had said about the building getting blown down. They had about, they had the framework up and the trusses were all up on the roof and everything. And this big windstorm came through here and blew everything down. I mean, it just collapsed right on the ground. And then, so as Mike Kerr said, that we had members of the community, everybody chipped in and had a GoFundMe page and all that stuff. Home Depot granted us a $10,000 grant. I mean, that was a big chunk of change, and that was a big one. But the management at Home Depot and Lowe's were both more than generous. Anything we would need, we'd go over and they'd discount it drastically. So it was all because of that. And then the people that physically helped. Charlie Gallagher, he did all the masonry work here. He laid the cement floor, did all the groundwork for it. And
no secrets.
And we had some fellows that were here day in and day out without asking for any compensation. One of the members was Timmy Almack. He has since passed, and he was up on the roof and putting. I mean, he was there every day, day after day after day, and without any recognition. He didn't demand any. He didn't want people patting him on the back. He just, and he's not even a member of our post. I don't think no, he's not. His father is, yeah, Jim Almack.
Aw.
He's a member of our post. His son. So I could go on and on with stories about everybody that helped, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm neglecting you if I didn't mention you, but there's just too many people. It's too numerous to mention how many people helped to build our pavilion. So thank you.